morning everyone, and welcome to Happy Teaching. Today I'm going to share with you guys a board game that I made for my students. We are teaching 5th graders right now, and they are learning how much are these using plural nouns. So as you can see on my board game, I've got some key expressions that they learned in the classroom, so that if the students land on them, they basically have to use these key expressions or be able to at least read them and or fill in the blanks. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to play this game. If you guys have ever played Parcheesi or Sorry, it's very, very similar. I have added these cards in, and I'll be able to get to them in just a minute. So you are going to need a dice or a die, and you're going to roll it. Okay, so I got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, as you can see, there's 2 people here, and it says safe zone, which means that neither of these individuals will be penalized for landing in the same square. Alright, so we'll roll again. Alright, person number 2 moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I landed on the $sign, which means I pick up one of these cards, and it says it's 8,101. So the students actually learned how to read money, and the point of this is being able to get them to read these key expressions, and using the key expressions that have 1,000 or 100, because I know that this was really difficult for them to understand. So that's the reason why we have these cards. Since they are varied, they can be exposed to using these key expressions. Okay, continuing on. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, another safe. All right. 2. 1, 2. Okay, so with these question marks that I have here, it's basically using the key expression, how much are these boots? Okay, if say a student doesn't know what to do and or doesn't know how to create these sentences, they can seek help from their teammates. So for instance, they could say, I don't know, and the other students can help them and say, how much are these boots? And the student repeats. So that way the lower level students are getting help from the more advanced students, and they don't feel left out when playing the game. Okay, so say for instance, this student A catches student B. Now at this point, student B then has to go back to start, while student A advances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay, and they don't pick up a card or anything, they just advance to that spot. Then you just continue to roll the dice as normal. So the point is to try to get around the board without being caught, and as you get back to your starting position, you want to head back or head towards home, as you can see here. So I have another really cool idea for everyone. So if you guys have really advanced students or maybe just upper level students, another great activity to do with them is to do what's called project-based learning. And I've done this before, and it has often turned out really great, and it's really unique to see what the students have learned, is to give them a board game template. You can photocopy this, which I've done on a B4 paper, and it's great since it is large enough to use for group activities. So you just give them a template and leave a bunch of these boxes blank, and then you have the students fill it out themselves. You can even have the students, if you want, to create their own cards if you want to get that, and if you feel like you have that much time for your lessons, then you can do that as well. So, as for me, I've obviously created it, but I found for the project-based learning, the students really do enjoy doing that, because then they get a little bit more control of what they want to put on the board. And then after they finish creating their board game, then you can have other students play the board games. You can switch it up to another team, and then they can play another team's board game using their key expressions that they put on the board. So I hope that this was a very educational but also fun idea for you guys to use in the classroom. Thanks again, guys, for joining me on Happy Teaching, and I hope you guys have a great time here in Korea. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.